Now, in this video class, we are going for an important topic in sale of goods act only. That is conditions and warranties. So, what is a condition and what is a warranty? Conditions and warranties are nothing but the stipulations that we come across. And conditions, they directly go into the contract of sale, whereas warranty is nothing but a collateral thing to the main purpose. Okay, condition, the word itself, it tells us that it should be done like this, like this. It tells us. So it will go deep into the subject matter or substance of the contract of sale. Whereas warranty is nothing but a collateral one. For example, if you want to purchase a fan, and when you go to that shopkeeper and when you ask him, I want this type of fan. Okay, when I just switch on the fan, a light must come to the fan and the fan must rotate. Like that, I want to take a fan, whether you are having that or not. It is nothing but you are keeping a condition over there, and the person who wants to sell that, he has to take that product and he has to show you. Then what is the price of the fan? So this much. Why that much price? Why not a low amount or low price? So you are asking about the light with a fan. So automatically we are costing, it will be very costly, sir. So that's why we are going to tell you that price. If you can afford for that, you please take, sir. So the purchaser is keeping a condition to the substance of the contract of sale. In that case, we can say that representation or stipulation is nothing but a condition. Okay, now warranty. The second thing is warranty. It is nothing but a collateral one. It won't take into account or it won't go deep into the subject matter or substance of the contract of sale. It may happen or may not happen. It may happen or it may not happen. But this type of situation, stipulation or representation, it must be there. Okay, the second case I'm telling. Again, a person, he will go to the same shop and he will ask, I want a fan of 5 years guarantee. There also you will come across a condition, please. So he will give you that type of fan. And can tell me, give me about the warranty that. So he will give that this thing, when you are purchasing on this date, you are purchasing, and the warranty period is up to 3 years or 5 years, whatever it may be. It means that, okay, after 3 years or after 5 years, don't be of that opinion the fan will stop and it will go to dogs. It will work. But thing is, what is this warranty, sir? There, what is this warranty? Warranty is nothing but a stipulation stating that this fan will work for 5 years, and within the 5 years of time, if there is any damage, we are going to replace that. So it is not a main thing. It is nothing but a collateral thing or secondary thing. And be of the opinion that, and take into account that you will come across conditions as well as warranties. And don't be of that opinion that the condition and warranty, they are one and the same. They're entirely different place. They're entirely different. There won't be any relationship between condition and warranty. Suppose if you purchase a fan having 3 years warranty, guarantee period and warranty period, don't be of that opinion that the fan will go off. It will run. Not only for 3 years, even 5 years or 6 years or 7 years or 10 years, it will come. It will run. There you won't come across any problem if you use properly. Their warranty means whatever it may be the damage, whatever it may be the problem that you come across within that period of time, we are going to replace that and we are going to repair that with free of cost. That is, we are not going to charge. So that's why when you are going to purchase any asset, compulsory people, they'll take into account the warranty period. Warranty. That is nothing but a warning. That is nothing but a warning to the people that you have to use the commodity in a perfect manner. When you use a product, when you use the asset in a perfect manner, there you won't come across any problem. And if you come across, and if you use that in a proper way, still if there is any problem, we are going to replace that. We are going to replace that. That is the essence of the warranty. So don't be of the opinion that condition and warranty, they are one and the same. They are entirely different. When you go for a condition, it will go into the subject matter or substance of the contract of sale. It should be, the stipulation must be completed or fulfilled. Then only people, they will, okay, then only people will consider that. And when some people, for example, another example is, some people, they will ask about the numbers when they are going for a car, when they are going to purchase a car. I want this number only. So there it is nothing but a condition, and the person who is giving that commodity, he has to accept that condition and he has to fulfill that condition. Okay, for example, I want the car number as 007 or 777. The number must be like that. So, okay, fine. When it is available and when it is good, we are going to give. When it is not available, how can we give? And some people, they'll go for auspicious numbers. Even if you go for telephone, mobile phones, people, they'll ask, I want this number only. It is nothing but an auspicious number for me. Like that, people, they will ask. So the person who is giving that, he must see whether the condition is going to be fulfilled or not. If it is not fulfilled, it is not in his hands, it is out of his hands. When it is out of his hands, so what can he do? What can he do? He'll say simply, sorry, sir, whatever number, that auspicious number you asked, it is not available with us. Can you please tell me any other number? Like that, he will request. There, because the condition, it was whatever you are telling, that condition, it was not satisfied. So you have to go for an alternative. That is about condition. And warranty is entirely different, mind it. That stipulation or that representation, whatever it may be, it is entirely different. It won't go into the substance of the contract of sale. It won't go into the subject matter of the contract of sale. It will act as a collateral thing to the main purpose, to the main subject. So that is the difference, that you people, you have to understand this. Unless otherwise, you won't understand what is condition and what is warranty. And if you just club both the things, it won't be good, or it won't, you cannot be in a position to understand what is this. But one thing I can tell you is this: conditions and warranties you will come across compulsory in contract of sale or sale of goods act. That is pakka. 100% to 200%. I'm telling you that these conditions and warranties, they're part and parcel of the Sale of Goods Act. And you will come across two types of conditions: express conditions and implied conditions. Similarly, express warranties and implied warranties. Express warranties, orally, by spoken words or written words, whenever you come across any condition, it is nothing but express condition. And implied condition, by the act of the parties, whatever it may be, the condition that you come across, it is nothing but implied condition. In the same way, when you go for warranties, orally, that is by words spoken or written, when you go for any warranty, we'll call that thing as express warranty. And implied warranty, okay, by the act of parties, or by the surrounding circumstances, you have to take into account the surrounding circumstances also. So by the act of parties or by the surrounding circumstances, some warranties you have to go through, you have to go for, then we can say that they are nothing but implied warranties. But whatever it may be, they are the part and parcel of this contract of sale or Sale of Goods Act. And let us study what is a condition and what is a warranty. Okay. When forming a contract, a party may make a statement with a view to induce the other party to enter into contract. Such statements, when made before entering into the contract, are known as representations. Okay, these representations are made by one party to make the other party to enter into a contract. And before entering into a contract, only the representations or the statements will come into picture, not after entering into contract. Before only they will come. And such representations may or may not be part of the contract, and this depends upon the intention of the parties. See the peculiarity. This statements, whatever we come across, these representations, whatever we come across, they may or may not be part of the contract. They won't become, may or may not become the part of the contract. And this depends upon the intentions of the parties. What the intention of the buyer and what is the intention of the seller, you have to take into account. And according to the intentions of the parties only, you will come across. Where it is not a part of the contract, it has no legal consequences. When it is not a part of the contract, you won't come across any legal consequences, legal proceedings, because it is not a part of the contract. The representation, which is not a part of the contract, it won't have any legal proceedings and legal consequences. But when it is a part and parcel of the contract, then automatically you'll come across legal proceedings, legal consequences you'll come across. On the other hand, if it forms an integral part of the contract and the other party relies upon such an representation, it will be stipulations. We'll call that thing as stipulations. And according to section 12 of the Act, within the meaning of section 12 of the Act, and may be either treated as a condition or a warranty. Such stipulations, we can consider that as condition or a warranty according to section 12 of the Act of Sale of Goods Act of 1930. Now, condition. According to section 12, subsection 2 of the Act, a condition is a stipulation which is essential to the main purchase of a contract. See how neatly he had given. A condition is a stipulation which is essential to the to the main purchase of contract. When you are purchasing, this will play an important role. This stipulation must be there. It goes to the main purchase of the contract. Moulton defined the condition as one person, by name Moulton, he defined this as an obligation which goes so directly to the substance of the contract, or in other words, is so essential to its very nature that non-performance may fairly be considered by the other party as a substantial failure to perform the contract at all. This is the thing that was defined. Once again, I'm reading that. Please understand this. I'm going to explain this also. An obligation which goes so directly to the substance of the contract, or in other words, is so essential to its very nature that non-performance may fairly be considered by the other party as a substantial failure to perform the contract at all. You think that, array, I'm not able to perform. Whatever it may be, the performance that I want to do, I cannot able to satisfy. It is nothing but a failure. It is nothing but a failure. So that obligation, whatever he keeps, whatever it was kept on me, I cannot able to satisfy that. I cannot able to satisfy that. If I can able to satisfy, then okay, fine, I'll be succeeded. Suppose if I cannot able to satisfy that, it is nothing but a failure on my part. Like that you will come across. Warranty. According to section 12, subsection 3, a warranty is a stipulation which is collateral to the main purpose of a contract. Collateral, secondary to the main purpose of the contract. If it is not, if it is not very important, it is not very important as a condition. See what he is telling. It is not an important thing as condition. Moulton defined, again, the same person, he defined a warranty in what way? An obligation which, though it must be performed, is not so vital that failure to perform it goes to the substance of the contract. Even though the warranty, even though the stipulation is not performed, people, they won't take that as a failure because it is not the main substance. It is nothing but a secondary thing to the main purpose of the contract. So once again, I'm reading, please. An obligation which, though it must be performed, even though you perform that obligation, it must be performed, is not so vital, is not so important that failure to perform it goes to the substance of the contract. Even though you fail, it will go to the substance of the contract. You will get that. So that is nothing but the difference between a condition and a warranty. Let us go for the differences of condition and warranty. Whether a stipulation is in a contract is a condition or warranty depends in each case on the construction of contract. How the contract is constructed, depending upon that, you'll see what is a condition and what is a warranty. Okay, now let us go for the differences. First one is importance in contract. First difference is, what is importance in the contract? It is a stipulation which is essential to main purpose of the contract, that is condition. It is essential to the main purpose of the contract. Now coming to warranty, it is a stipulation which is collateral to the main purpose of the contract, which is secondary to the contract. So how you can say able to say? Suppose when you want to go to a shop, when you are going to a shop and when you want to take a commodity, whatever you like, according to your taste and passions, okay, you will give importance for that. You'll give importance for that, but you won't give importance for the time period. So time period will come in the secondary place. But what is the condition? What is the stipulation that you want? It will be occupied in the first place. First of all, you'll ask this. You'll keep this condition. You'll keep this stipulation, and you will see that it is satisfied or not. Then only you'll think about the warranty. Up to that extent, the warranty won't come. Now, consequences of breakdown. When you break a condition, what is the consequence? Similarly, when you break a warranty, what is the condition that you come? What is the thing that you will come across? If there is a breach of condition, gives right to the aggrieved party can claim repudiate the contract of sale. Repudiate, restart. If there is a breach of contract, when you go for a condition, again, the contract will be repudiated. Now, when you go for warranty, there is a breach of warranty. There is a breach of warranty gives the aggrieved party to claim for damages. Okay, the claim for damages, but it is not the reputation of the contract of sale. They will go for the aggrieved party, the aggressive party, he will go for claims. He will go for claiming of damages, but he won't concentrate on reputation or reputation or repudiation of the contract. Next, option of treatment. What is the option? A breach of contract may be treated as a breach of warranty. A breach of warranty cannot be treated as a breach of condition. See the peculiarity. A breach of contract may be treated as a breach of warranty. Okay, the option of treatment is a breach of warranty cannot be treated as a breach of condition. So you won't take this. You won't come across this thing. Okay. When a contract of sale is subject to any condition to be fulfilled by the seller, the buyer may waive the condition or elect to treat the breach of condition as the breach of warranty. Yeah, this is one thing. When a contract of sale is subject to any condition, okay, if there is a condition to be fulfilled by the seller has to fulfill that. Then the buyer may waive the contract, cancel the condition, not contract, may waive the condition or elect to treat the breach of condition as the breach of warranty. You have to please consider this breach of condition as breach of warranty. Like that, it will be in the hands of the buyer. Okay. When the contract of sale is not severable, and the buyer has accepted the goods or part of them, or the breach of any condition to be fulfilled by the seller can only be treated as a breach of warranty. When the contract of sale is not severable, only one thing, and the buyer has accepted the goods, he want to take the goods or part of them, some of them, or breach of any condition, breakdown of any condition to be fulfilled by the seller. That condition must be fulfilled by the seller. Can only be treated as a breach of warranty. You have to consider that as a breach of warranty. So don't be of that headache. If you cannot able to fulfill that, okay, take it easy. Don't break your head and don't think that you failed in that. Just casually think that. So automatically you come across breach of warranty. Next, expressed and implied conditions and warranties. Conditions and warranties may be implied, expressed, may be expressed or implied. Express condition and warranties are those which are expressly provided in the contract of sale, expressly by words spoken or written. Implied conditions or warranties are those which the law implies in the contract unless the parties stipulate to the contrary. Okay. Implied warranties and conditions are those which the law implies in the contract unless the parties stipulate to contrary. Okay, it must be taken into account. The contract, they will take into account this implied by the conditions. But sometimes the parties, what they will do is, parties in the sense, the buyer and the seller, unless the parties stipulate to the contrary, opposite, they'll go for express. So that it is express conditions and warranties. An express warranty and condition does not be negative, but an implied condition and warranty may be negative unless they expressed ones are inconsistent. See, express contracts and express conditions and warranties are not negative, but implied conditions and warranties are negative unless the expressed ones are inconsistent. They are not inconsistent. Then they will become negative. Now, let us go for implied conditions and warranties. Okay. So with this, I'm stopping, and tomorrow we are going to take into account the